so this has actually been a con I haven't done in almost, what, 2 years? 3 years maybe? Yeah, it's Mini-Con is back in San Antonio, Texas, so I actually had to show up for it because it was just like an hour drive away. So the second con of 2022 is here. Of course, I got cons every month for the next like 4 months, maybe 5. I haven't even looked that far ahead, but there might be another one. So con season is here. It's hot outside. I'm sweating. Mini-Con is back. There's a lot. There's actually pretty big top and bottom. They got a bigger dealer's room this year. And like I said, after 2 years, it's kind of nice to be back because, you know, it's so close to home. But you know what we're going to do, man. Y'all know y'all love these con videos. They're the most viewed videos in my entire YouTube channel. So I'm glad to be making one again. And again, I'll be making one video a month for the next 4 months in terms of conventions because, hey, that's what I got planned. But in the meantime, you know what we got to do. Let's get the party started. So of course, you know I'm a big Nintendo fan for those who watch my streams at home, so I had to start off with a Nintendo character, the lovely Bunny Rosalina, all that good stuff, because, you know, I think she's actually pretty hyped this year, because I saw that on the Mario Strikers, like her like official like look has been released, and so like so much fan art is going on and all that stuff. But anyway, we'll talk about games later. We're here at a freaking free anime convention in San Antonio, Texas, Mini-Con. It's been what, like 2019 was the last time it was this big, so it's great to be back. So is this your first con of the year, or have you been going into other ones this year, or how does it feel to be back at Mini-Con?
It's been so good to be back at Mini-Con, or just any conventions in general. It's been so long. The last year I only went to one. It was so small, it wasn't really worth it. Yeah. But this year has gone beyond expectations. It's been so much fun so far.
Right, no, I was surprised how big it was, because even like when the last time I came here and it wasn't that big, like this dealer room's huge compared to how it was before, so it's actually pretty cool to, you know, experience this, especially, and all I have to pay for is gas and food. That's awesome. That's really awesome about that whole thing. But
don't forget merch.
Yeah, don't forget merch, because you know I'm gonna spend money here even though I shouldn't, but hey, I just paid rent, I just paid the car, so I'm good for the rest of the month. I'm gonna spend a little bit of money. But of course, since you're a Nintendo character, you like video games, are you a big Nintendo fan, or do you like prefer PC, PlayStation, all that kind of stuff?
I am a big Nintendo fan. I do like all-around gaming. I haven't been able to game for a while though.
No, that makes sense. I've actually, just with con season, I haven't like done any, I done like one stream this week because I was prepping for the con. And of course, adult life, working, chores, errands, so I know what that's like. But hey, at least we still are gamers in our hearts, and that's all that matters in the end of the day. But of course, I gotta bug more people, so I'm gonna let the lovely Rosalina go. And of course, usually I like link them down here and whatnot on where their IG or socials are, so don't forget to check her stuff out. And have yourself a great rest of the day in the meantime, because you know we gotta keep this party going. being kind of biased today with all like the Nintendo Gal interviews, but y'all know I love Nintendo. Y'all have seen my streams. So we have the lovely, Zelda Hime over here. I love how she's got like the earrings and everything. That's like what really like kind of like puts it all together. Obviously Breath of the Wild Hime because she's got great taste. But so it's been a while since most of us have been to cons. I know a lot of us, this is one of our first cons back now that everything kind of somewhat went back to normal. So how does it feel being back at cons if you haven't been in a while?
Well, this is actually my first con, so it's actually going pretty well. There's a lot of things to do. There's a lot of people, but everyone's been really nice so far, so I really like that.
Very nice. Yeah, well, welcome to the con community. I'm glad I'm one of the first people to welcome you to it. I mean, if you go to Texas cons, you'll see the Otaku Inner at almost all of the big ones, but hey, this is a nice free one close to home, so I had to show it some love like I've done in the past and make another video for it. So obviously you got really good class and really good taste because you're Zelda, but what kind of other video games do you like? Are you mostly Nintendo focused or do you like other kind of things like PC, PlayStation?
Okay, so that's a hard question to ask because I love video games, right? Elder Scrolls is one of my favorites. I love Oblivion. That was the first Elder Scroll game. I saw my dad play it back on the Xbox 360 as a kid. And then Morrowind's also really good. I know people usually talk shit about it, but I love Morrowind. But I'm not really a fan of shooting games, so I'm sorry, I have to say Fallout is not my favorite. I did like Fallout New Vegas. That's the one I liked. What else? My first Nintendo game was Animal Crossing, so that's how I got introduced to the series. And that was 2005, so I think it was on the DS. Zelda, I got in pretty late. It was in 8th grade, I think. And Ocarina of Time. I know everyone says that Ocarina of Time is the one that everyone goes for and it's overrated, but I really, really loved it. Majora's Mask too.
Yes.
So.
Personally, I feel like the N64 Zeldas are some of the best in the franchise, period. Like, bias be damned, as I say. I personally think all Legend of Zelda games are good. Of course, I got my favorites, but I think the N64 ones and the 3DS ones, because I'm guessing that's what you played them on.
Yeah, I had a little shitty 3DS that I took everywhere with me because I was homeschooled at the time. So that was my lifeline, and that's what introduced me to the series, and I absolutely love Zelda, so.
Nice. Well, at least your parents rose you right and got you a 3DS. But yeah, yes. But no, they introduced you to Nintendo, so that's great. But yeah, I mean, that's great. I love how you're a fantasy-focused gamer because fantasy's good. I like sci-fi, but yeah, Legend of Zelda. I own Skyrim, everything, so we got some great tastes. But of course, if you're looking for more Nintendo franchises, just let me know. I'll always hit you up with some suggestions. But anyway, guys, I'll let the lovely Zelda go because she's got to enjoy her first con ever, and of course, I got to keep the party going and bug more people. guys, so it's about time we wrap up Mini-Con 2022. Since it's been a while that I've been to this con, it's actually pretty nice to have it, but of course we have to get this awesome prop in there. Look at that beautiful Buster Sword looking thing. That's what it is, right? The Buster Sword?
It's actually the fusion sword, yeah, but you can find it in Kingdom Hearts, in the second Kingdom Hearts, and also in Final Fantasy VII Avenged Children.
Okay, yes, I ain't gonna lie, the only Final Fantasy game I played in that era is the 7 remake, so I'm a little bit behind on my Final Fantasy games. But, so, I just love the prop and everything. So did you make these all yourself?
Yes, I did all of that by myself. This actually, my sword is actually the first prop I ever done.
Oh.
And it was hard, honestly.
It looks really good for a first time, I must say. I was like, holy crap. I mean, it's easily recognizable, obviously. I mean, a lot of detail, like how it's got the fabric over it and everything. You got the wear and the burns on the fabric. Very good detail. So I see you got a mix-up here going, so can you explain what this cosplay is?
So my cosplay is I'm dressed up as Final Fantasy 15, the Prince Noct, yet I am in an attire Final Fantasy 7. So that's why you can see the difference, and a lot of people can confuse it, but I'm technically Final Fantasy 15 Noct, Prince Noct.
There you go. But yeah, no, it's pretty awesome. I mean, I just like the fact that everything like meshed so well together. So, since you're obviously a video game character, what kind of games do you like to play? Are you a Nintendo fan, PC fan, PlayStation? What's your I guess you could say your banner?
I guess my favorite is actually PS4, PS5. I'm mostly into PlayStation, but because I actually grew up with that, so it just brings memories for it. But I really like also Nintendo. One of my favorite games is Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. I know, classic, I guess people could say basic, but it's awesome. Like, there's a reason why it's the greatest. And Final Fantasy VII is my favorite too.
Nice, that's fair. I mean, in terms of the Twilight Princess thing, it's mostly, I always thought Ocarina of Time was the basic one, so I feel like you're safe. But I mean, in terms of PlayStation, I love PlayStation 2 as well. I mean, I just recently started getting into it more. As you know, I got older, got a little less biased, got a little bit less fanboy. But yeah, like Ghost of Tsushima, Final Fantasy VII Remake, the Resident Evil remakes, all that stuff I played on PS4. So obviously this is an anime con. What's your taste in anime?
I really don't know. I mostly read manga, and I absolutely love like Jujutsu Kaisen, The Gray Man, and Bungo Stray Dogs. But I would say the Full Metal Alchemist, it's actually pretty good. And there's a series called Be the Beginning, and it's on Netflix. That one is actually pretty good. I didn't have high expectation, and it became one of my 10 favorite animes of all time. So.
Very nice. Yeah, I mean, you're definitely into weeb culture, and that's all we're looking for here. Obviously, on the Otakunator channel, we love weeb culture, anime, video games, manga. So I'm glad you're a big part of it as well. But anyway, guys, my feet are starting to hurt. I'm starting to get hungry. It's time to wrap up that convention video and call it a day. But we'll definitely see you next video. All right, guys, so Mini-Con 2022 is a wrap. Yeah, so luckily this con's only one day because I don't think I was ready for a two-parter yet, or for a whole weekend con. Those are coming up next month, though, so this is a good con to kind of break myself back in. You know, it's been a couple months since I've been to a convention, so like I said, this was one day. It was only on a Saturday, so it was nice to kind of get that warm-up going because, you know, next month, it's go time, baby. A-Con's gonna be the next con video, so we're gonna have a good old time there because, hey, it's gonna be a long time since we've been back to A-Con either, so con season has officially started. I'm glad to be back in it. I'm glad to be sweating, having hurt feet again, meeting new people, making new friends, all that good stuff, getting that lovely cosplay content. But anyway, guys, you know the drill. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty, tired, my feet hurt, and I gotta go home and do tonight's stream. So don't forget to check me out on Otakunator streams or Facebook, whichever is your preferred streaming platform of choice in terms of watching the Otakunator. I'll probably be there. But in the meantime, have yourself a great day, night, week, whatever. See you next time, and you know, stay happy out there.
We be coming up, we just